Residents will soon have access to cutting-edge MRI scans harnessing the latest artificial intelligence. It's the first time the technology has been rolled out to regional Australia with the aim of slashing costs and wait times for patients.
It's state-of-the-art technology, halving the time patients need to spend in an MRI machine.
We've installed the new G Voyager. It's pretty special. So it's got some new AI tools, both in the reconstruction and in the detectors, which means it cuts down the imaging time.
Only available in Sydney or Brisbane until now, the machine is able to complete scans in 10 minutes instead of the usual 25 without compromising quality. And results are available within 24 hours.
For us, we're getting much better pictures, which means our doctors are more confident on the reports that they give.
Salamander Bay resident Charmaine Bitroff struggles with chronic neck pain. She'll no longer need to travel the hour to Newcastle for regular MRI scans.
If you go to the John Hunter, there's a wait because you're an outpatient, and of course inpatients are first priority.
And there are benefits beyond slashing wait and travel times.
You would feel claustrophobic in them, whereas this new one, it's actually got a blanket that they just lie over you, and so you don't feel trapped there, and that's the beauty of it. It's bulk billed, there's no gap, people don't have to pay for it, so in this economic climate, it helps.
The new technology will be available to patients from Monday. Josephine Shannon, NBN News.
RMA is urging drivers to fill up now, with petrol prices in the Hunter and on the Central Coast set to soar even higher. Tonight, the price of E10 is more than $2.20 a litre across several Newcastle suburbs, but there are pockets of cheaper fuel.
Almost $2.23 a litre, and that's just for E10. Petrol prices have hit a 13-month high in New South Wales, and the Hunter is not yet at the top of the latest cycle.
It's nearly $2.30 per litre. That is crazy. Very expensive at the moment. I think everything's going up, and it's starting to hurt.
For the price hike, I think it's ridiculous,
Some today deciding not to fill up.
Yeah, so I'm only putting about $25 in just to get me around for the day.
The NRMA says these prices are way too high. It's partly due to a number of global factors, including Russia's war on Ukraine and a weaker Aussie dollar.
OPEC artificially withholding supply, which is putting upward pressure in prices, concern about the Chinese economy, in particular Chinese manufacturing, and the impact that is having on supply globally.
It pays to do some research online and shop around to save at the Bowser. We didn't have to look far to find cheaper alternatives. $1.84.9 for E10 at Merriweather. The average for Newcastle is about $1.92 a litre for unleaded. On the Fuel Check website, E10 was listed at $2.22.9 at dozens of service stations across the Hunter. The highest we found was $2.24.9 at Mayfield and Rutherford. And prices are expected to climb further in coming days.
So now is actually not a bad time to fill up in Newcastle or the Central Coast. There are bargains to be found. There's a pretty significant gap between the cheapest and the most expensive. It's around 20-something cents. So get in now, because it's not going to get better in Newcastle and it's not going to get better on the Central Coast.
Jane Goldsmith, NBN News.
Member for Port Stephens says there'll be no residential development at Tomaree Lodge. The site was included in an audit of all unused government lands across the state to find solutions to the housing crisis. Kate Washington says the site will remain in public hands for community use.
The Entrance Tigers have performed a stunning backflip on the eve of the team's Newcastle Rugby League elimination final with Wyong. The club reinstating Jamie Forbes as coach for 2024 after originally giving him an axe a fortnight ago.
It's a Central Coast invasion. Wyong and the Entrance remain in the race for the Newcastle Rugby League Premiership, but only one will survive this weekend.
Got a lot of respect for a team like Wyong. They're well-rounded, got a lot of strike over the park and a lot of guys that do their job. So, the rivalry's there and, there's no doubt going to be some emotion in the battle this weekend, but that's all part of it and, we're looking forward to it.
Meeting in the elimination final on Sunday afternoon, it couldn't have been scripted much better.
Whoever's coming in the way of us in the semis is who I want to beat. So, will it be nice to beat the entrance? Sure, but any team will be happy for me.
The match, though, won't take place on the coast. Instead, it will be played at Charlestown St John Oval.
It's a bit weird, it's both an hour's trip away for both teams, but, hopefully both teams get their supporters to travel up and we get a good atmosphere there this weekend.
Joining the competition in 2021, Sunday's match will be the Tigers' first taste of the Newcastle Rugby League Final Series.
I think we're in good stead. It's a new opportunity, it's a new test for us, but I'm confident we've got the guys to do it.
Playing in big games is nothing new for Roos captain Mitch Williams, but he insists his side will need to aim up if they're to keep their season alive.
We're coming off 2 losses at a bye, so I wouldn't say that's ideal preparation, but we now know what we need to do.
Kick-off is 2 p.m.
The Maitland Mustangs are gunning for their first ever NBL 1 East Championship title this weekend. The Hunter side will go up against the Sutherland Sharks, a side they got the better of this season.
Going back-to-back in the big dance, the Mustangs have already taken out the team that beat them in the grand final last year, defeating the Canberra Gunners by 13 points in the semi-finals last weekend.
Last year we bowed out, losing by 3, and to make it back is a huge accomplishment for the club and just kind of shows you the dedication and the want from the boys to win a championship.
Now the focus is shifted to the Sutherland Sharks, who were knocked out by Maitland in the playoffs in 2022 and had 30 points put on them in round 15 this year.
We turned the ball over a fair bit, but defensively we did a really good job. And I'm confident that if we did that again, we should have a pretty positive outcome.
The Maitland Mustangs haven't won the NBN 1 East title yet. American import Kevin Warren says the town is afraid, but they aren't letting the pressure get to them.
Whether it's from practice, executing X's and O's during the game, during timeouts, I think we've been really focused.
And even if victorious on Saturday night, there is still more work to be done.
If you win this one, then you move on and you play in the Australian Championship. So you're over in Perth and play against the premiers from each of the other conferences.
The grand final gets underway on Saturday at 5 at Sydney University. Sophie Scanlon, NBN News.
We're speaking about the weather, this will be okay. Of course, Newcastle will be okay. Sites will be Lambton, Lausanne, Cardiff, Charlestown and Windale, as well as Shortland, Minmai and Camden Park, as well as Terrell. And of course, towns such as Waterford, Maitland, Gladstone and Cessna, as well as Singleton are also fine. So too is Raymond and also Mossabrook, Merwar, Aberdeen and Scone in the Upper Hunter is also